June the 26th, 2025. As you're looking at satellite images over the U.S., including the Gulf and the northwestern sections of the Caribbean, we've got a slight break in the heat dome, and it may cool temperatures off just a little, but it's going to take a little while. We've had at least 2 days, maybe 3, where the heat index here reached 121, and we have very high humidity, and that's really an adding factor to it. And guys, after this, all the rain we had here, now not all over the nation, but for you guys that had a lot of rain this spring, it seems like more than we've had in a long time. Yesterday, during the live stream, we lost about a 30-foot persimmon tree because the rains had come out more than usual, and it was loaded with large green persimmons. And when the fall, when they get ripened, they make excellent jelly. But it fell and broke. I've got another one leaning now that's not broken, that may stand back up, but I had to cut this one just to get it to where you could move the vehicles in the driveway. It fell across there. It had broke when it fell. But if you notice that, or if you got large fruit trees, be aware of that, because a lot of the rain must have not gotten to the roots and made them as strong over the last few years because of the droughts. The roots had to pull back. And so the tops overloaded, all the fruit overloaded, and they look really good, but just in that heat yesterday, they dropped. But what we're looking at is this circle coming out of Mexico and going through Texas is the outer edges of the heat dome, the same place that we saw it 2 years ago in the summer from hell. And we never got this break in the center. See this, we've got a rotation here, the low pressure rotation. This is high pressure, it's moving clockwise. That's came off Florida. Florida, you had a couple tornadoes as this system was moving through. And one of the videos, it went through one of the very, the nice, like, trailer parks. They're not crammed in there. The lawns are nice. They're all spread out like a nice neighborhood. It was picking them up and tossing them. It was incredible footage. They're not very safe. And you got hurricane season coming up, and we may see some record winds. Consider that if you're about to purchase one. Anyway, this system that you're seeing here, it's loaded on the south end. It's the southern tip of the mouth of the Mississippi River here. This is going to be going across the very southern sections of Louisiana today. You got some up north, and you've got a little bit here. Now, this right here, we want to watch it just because one of the hurricane models did show some low development there and moving up the east coast, probably just some kind of subtropical thing, but it did indicate that. I think it was on the Canadian model. It never showed it strengthening or anything, but I am keeping an eye on this section of the Caribbean here. This may get pulled apart by this upper level stream that's moving across the southern Gulf of America here and across Cuba. That may pull this thing apart, but right now there's a lot of heat there. And so if we get any kind of break in this high pressure dome that's sitting here and over the Atlantic, if you notice how clear it is here, and if you remember in a video a couple of days ago about the tropics and about rapid heating, warning of the heat wave we're in now, I was talking about that because this high pressure, if it stays over the Atlantic, it will suppress most of the hurricanes coming off the African coast. But if we get a break in the pressure here, that's going to change because we are only, 4 days away from July, and we've been in hurricane season for a month. But with this high pressure setting up and all, it just stifled everything. That could change. I'm not sure yet, but this is the first signs of anything in the Caribbean this year. Now, I'm not real concerned about it developing anything strong. My point is that it could develop into a tropical system in the Gulf or something. We're going to watch it. But my point is that with the changing that we're seeing here, be aware of that. Be aware of that in travel plans. If you're going out to the Leeward Islands or anywhere in the Caribbean like that, think about that. And especially if it's a ship cruise, be aware of that because this weather, guys, has gotten really unpredictable. The straight line winds are becoming very dangerous. And when you have that on the ocean, and I know because I've sailed for 20 years of my life, maybe more than that, adding it all together. And it can get rough so quick. And it has been changing over the last few years. And with the heat build up now, when it does break loose, they're going to be ferocious. Now, you're not getting much weather anywhere in the U.S. What little bit of moisture you see through here is staying above the circulating high pressure air that's continued to move out into the Atlantic. Let's back this entire image up for a moment. Now, backing out, you can see the Atlantic's pretty clear. That high pressure is dominant. It's a very small system trying to move off the African coast, but everything is being subdued by either the Saharan sand layer or the high pressure. Now, the largest system on the northern hemisphere, in the northern hemisphere on this side of the planet, is this system in the Caribbean. You can tell in this area, it would love to start rotating as well as this one. See that? But you just got a lot of factors involved in whether they can develop, the high pressure shear, things like that. And the closer this system gets to into the dome, the more it should weaken it, except for the sections off in the water. And that's why, Florida, you got that big tornado yesterday coming through there. And this thing was strong. I can find that and show you a couple seconds of it. It's pretty amazing. Now, I've got this paused today on the 26th. Notice your timestamp. And notice the high pressure, which is the orange areas. And then the dark orange and the darker, that's higher pressure. You can see on the scale to the right here. Low pressure down here, we see the hurricanes, and then high pressure here. And so the northern half of the Gulf is in high pressure. A lot of Florida is too right now. Small patches over the Yucatan. But as we step this forward, guys, watch what happens here. This moves back into the Atlantic. That's going to allow this dome on top of us here to break apart and pull back somewhat. Let's check this out. Going forward, 27th, 28th, right there. By the 30th, we're starting to see it weaken. See that? Going into the first week of July, it's starting to pull back. You see that system right there? Let's do this again. Let it go through. And it's a battle between the high and low pressure, slugging it out right here. Finally get a break coming in July 3rd here, 4th, 5th, and you had that system move up the East Coast. That's what we're kind of watching out for. It's that time of year, so be prepared for it. And don't have to worry about anything now. Again, the purpose of this video was to show you what was going on and to give you some hope of getting a break on this temperature. It is 85 right now. The heat index is 97 at 10:52 a.m. Central Time. It's not going to take but a few more hours for that to change, and get 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I wouldn't doubt us seeing another day of 120s in the heat index themselves. Now, guys, this is one of the pictures, and this is from west of Tampa in Pinellas County in Florida yesterday, and it did massive damage to that. There's other videos, and this is just a seal shot, but this one shows a mobile home park, and there was another one that showed it, and you can look it up online. Just type in Florida tornadoes yesterday, and it was lifting the mobile homes intact almost off the ground and flipping them over, some very high in the air. Another one, it looked like some people filming from a balcony in an apartment complex, condos or something. The tornado was not on them, but you could see it. I think it was the debris cloud, guys, from this tornado, and it went up into the cloud tops, and it was loaded with metal, everything else you could think of, and it was moving very fast, very surreal and very unexpected to the people there. It did a lot of damage. I'm sure the power and stuff, water and all that is not back on in many of these locations. But if you got friends or family that are there, or you're there, I hope it gets better quick. But if you're not there, check on them, make sure that they're okay, because this thing came through hard and heavy. But guys, we're watching this. Again, it's just early tropical. Look at the tropics. Nothing big right now. But when you have a tornado like this, that's as damaging as a hurricane. Maybe it's a smaller area, but it can be as more ferocious. Anyway, we're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.